Thank you very much, Yamaguchi-san, for your kind introductions. Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Kentaro Takahashi, Assistant Director, Ministry of the Environment Japan, and I'm in charge of the JCM and Article 6 as well as International Carbon Market. So today, it's my pleasure to make our presentations on behalf of the Ministry of the Environment Japan. We also like to thank you for your support, Mr. BK Brabhas Chandra Kelty, Secretary Ministry of the Environment of Sri Lanka, and Mr. Katsuki Kotaro, Mr. Deputy Head of the Mission, Embassy of Japan in Sri Lanka, as well as the Global Environmental Center Foundations who prepare and arrange this important event today. So let me start my presentation. I would like to briefly explain the recent development of the joint crediting mechanisms. Before going to the JCM explanations, I would like to explain what is the JCM mission and target in Japan. So next slide, please. In our NDC, JCM, Japan's aim to reduce our greenhouse gas emission by 46% in 2030 from 2013 level. So this was set as an ambitious target, which is aligned with a long-term goal of achieving net zero by 2050. As you can see this graph, our GHG emissions in 2021 was 1.1 to 2 billion tons CO2 equivalent. Although this was a 20.3% decline compared to 2013 level, we really need to reduce more greenhouse gas emissions. To achieve the NDCs, we plan to acquire certain amounts of JC credit. So in our target, we aim to contribute to the international emission reduction and removal at the level of the cumulative GHG emission reductions 100 million tons CO2 by fiscal year 2030 through the public-private collaborations. We will also appropriately count the acquire credit to achieve our NDCs. Next slide shows the basic concept of the JCM. So JCM is the bilateral collaboration between Japan and our partner country. So far, we have a 28 partner country, and the objective of this mechanism, as the previous speaker already mentions it, this mechanism is to facilitate diffusion of the leading decarbonizing technology infrastructure through investment by Japanese entities. So through these collaborations under the JCMs, we will contribute greenhouse gas emission reduction or removal and sustainable development in our partner countries. And also, as the secretary from the Sri Lanka mentions, the Article 6.2 is very much important to seek more scale-up emission reductions all over the world. So we will implement the JCM consistent with the guidance on cooperative approaches referred to Article 6.2. So through these collaborations, we will achieve the NDCs as well as contributions to greenhouse gas emission reduction in Sri Lanka. So next slide, please. So far, we have achieved significant progress. As I mentioned, we have a 28 partner country, and we are going to plan to expand the number of our partner country up to 30 by 2025. Since we are still negotiating with the candidate, and we hope to have a new partner country in the futures. For the project formulations, we have more than 250 projects supported by the government of Japan, including the Ministry of the Environment and Ministry of the Economic Trade and Industry and Forestry agencies. So in our current project pipelines, our expected emission reductions are approximately 20 million ton CO2, but that we have to scale up the size of the project. And as the secretary mentions, we also really want to seek more opportunity in their priority of the sector in their NDCs. To calculate greenhouse gas emission reductions, we need to develop our methodology because the calculation of the greenhouse gas emission reduction is very much important to secure the integrity of the our activity. So far we have approved more than 100 methodology. So under the JCM in Sri Lanka, we now only select one project on renewable energy. And of course, we have a methodology in other partner countries like Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, because we have already selected many projects in renewable energy. But we have to develop the methodology for Sri Lanka renewable energy. So calculation is mostly similar, but only difference will be the how to set the green emission factors in the methodology. So I hope the next fiscal year, so Japanese fiscal year will start from the April 2024. So we hope to get the methodology in the futures in your country. And JCM will be aligned on the Article 6.2 cooperative approach. So Sri Lanka is the, I think you also participate Article 6 and you also plan to apply and the Article 6.2 guidance. So to avoid the double counting, I think the capacity building is very much important to secure the environmental integrity. And we also recognize the importance of the corresponding adjustment, authorization, reporting, and tracking, which are one of the requirements under Article 6. So our ministry, we provide us technical support for how we will implement the JCM in line with Article 6 of the Paris Agreement. So we established the Article 6 implementation partnership, and through this partnership, we would like to continuously support the Sri Lanka because Sri Lanka joins our partnership, and we want to seek more collaborations. Next slide shows the scheme of the JCM itself. As the Secretary already mentioned, the first joint committee was organized on 13th October 2023. So it was a very really our occasional events because we adapted all the guideline and rule to implement the JCM. So in the next step, so we have to develop more projects, and also we have to also develop the methodology, as I mentioned, because it's very important for calculate greenhouse gas emission reactions. Then we can make the project design document so that we can have a validation and verification towards the issuance of the JCM credit. So for this process, I think the capacity building for the JCM Secretariat and also relevant stakeholders are very much important. So this year again, we are also going to consider to support the Secretariat of the JCM in Sri Lanka side. So next slide, please. So this slide show which country we sign in the past, and as you can see, this slide we have 28 partner country from the Asia and Pacific and Africa, Latin America, and Central Asia and Middle East. So we just signed the Sri Lanka on 10th October 2022, and now we are entering the stage for implementation of the JCM. Next slide shows what kind of the projects can be eligible for the JCM project. So in our ministry, we provide JCM financing program, and this program has supported various type of the project in the past, such as renewable energy efficiency, especially for consumer sector and industry sector and urban sector. And also, as you can see, we have a waste and transport sector, and in total, more than 50% of the total projects is coming from the renewable energy sector. But we are very much welcome the other type of the sector because I think there is also huge potential to find the other sector in Sri Lanka. But we also recognize the importance of the energy sector. So let's try to find more projects in your countries. Next slide shows the activity supported by our government. So there are 4 areas we provide our support, so capacity building and project development and project implementation and monitoring evaluations. So for capacity building, as I mentioned, Article 6 is very much important. So through our Article 6 implementation partnerships centers, we are very much welcome your actual collaboration, how to prepare the initial report as well as the regular information, which is required under the Article 6.2. And I think the most important thing is how to develop the project. So project development is very much key driver to accelerate the decarbonizations in your country. So the role of the private sector is very much important to find and also formulate the project itself. So to find the opportunity between Japan and Sri Lanka sides, the workshop of the seminar like today is very useful to create network and among stakeholders. So today is we just organize with such objective for our private sector and government official to strengthen our relationship. So how to find the Japanese company? So after my presentations, GEC, later they will present the JCM Global Match to find the potential partner to implement the JCMs. So next slide shows the overview of our Japan support for JCM, our partner country. So here is a list of our support. And from our ministry, so we have a 5 menu to support. So first one is a financing program for the JCM model project. And also we provide F-gas and recovery and destruction model projects. And we also have a collaboration with the ADB and UNIDO to provide a grant for the project, including the technical cooperations. And also we provide MRV support because the measurement reporting and verifications are very much important to issue the JCM credit in line with Article 6. So those kind of the menu will be provided by our government. And we also have another agency like Ministry of the Economic and Trade Industry and Forestry Agency to support. Next slide shows so mainly our technical support is mostly our financing program is a very one of the big support, one of the biggest support because the project formulation is very much important to for the private sector. So so this financing program later GEC explain more detail, including how to apply this program. So this program provides financial support for investment cost up to half. So financial part of the investment cost will be provided from our side. And our scope of the financial support is the facility equipment vehicle, which reduce CO2 from the fossil fuel combustion, as well as construction costs for installing those facilities. So next, this budget, so this slides, we just show our budget for fiscal year 2023. But we now prepare the budget for fiscal year 2024. So if you have any interest to apply these programs, we will announce our next fiscal year financing program after April. So if you have any interest, please contact us and please feel free to ask any question and clarifications. And next slide shows the financing program, JCM F-gas recovery and destruction model project. So if we compare the size of the budget with the financing program for the JCM model project, in the previous slide, the budget for this program is quite limited. But our ministry really contribute to the reduction of the F-gas because the GWP is higher for this F-gas. So our scope of the financial support is to install facility equipment for recovery destruction and implementation of the recovery, transportation, destruction, and monitoring. So next slide shows the overview of the support by ADB. The objective of this program is to develop the ADB project with sustainable decarbonizing transition perspective by introducing the advanced decarbonizing technology. So later, Mr. Yanase from ADB will explain more detail of this JFJCM program. So finally, this slide shows how many projects have been formulated under the JCM financing program. So I'm very much sorry for very small character. As next slide, please. So since the launch of the JCM in 2013, the more than 250 projects have been developed. And so in Sri Lanka, we have selected one project under the financing program supported by Ministry of the Environment Japan, and we are very much pleased to have this project. And later, the Shibata Corporation will explain the overview of this project. So I think that you can learn the exact actual example of the our selection under the JCM financing program. So that's all from my presentation. And so thank you very much for your participation and also your kind attention. So if you have any question, clarification, please feel free to input your question in the Q&A session, as well as maybe you can freely input your question in the QA box. So that's all, and back to Yamaguchi-san.